Hi everyone, it's Miss Laura here from the Huntington Public Library, and I am going to go over what's in your kit for our April Fool's Day dinner. So you've probably gotten your kit by now, and in it is a plate like this with a bunch of candy, a pudding pack, and some special food scissors, tiny bites, that are food safe and good for small hands. And then the candy on your plate, you'll see you have 3 Rice Krispie treats, 5 of the white Tootsie Rolls, they're vanilla, and then 4 of each of Orange Starburst and the green Tootsie Rolls called, what are they called? Footies. I've never called them that. And then you'll also have to supply a few things of your own. So if you want to make sure you have those things before we start, you'll need like a spoon or a knife. I used 1 tablespoon for everything. You'll need something sticky. So you'll need, I think I wrote in the description on the website, maybe a nut butter or a sun butter or frosting. I'm gonna use frosting. You'll need something like graham cracker crumbs, or you can crush up bran flakes or really anything to make like a brown, it kind of looks like breadcrumbs. It's gonna be pretend breadcrumbs. So I'm using graham cracker crumbs. I'll actually show you the box, it's right next to me. If you're looking for it, this is what I got. And then yellow food coloring, and I also think I may have written online to use yellow and red food coloring, but now that I've made this and I've played with it a little bit and I know what I'm doing, you don't need red. You only need yellow food coloring. So only yellow food coloring, and you really only even need 1 drop. And then this is totally optional, it doesn't add much, but if you want to get super fancy, a toothpick. So gather all your supplies and I'll show you how to make our dinner. Okay, let's get going with our dinner. So the first thing you want to do is wash your hands. Make sure you have clean hands because you're going to be touching a lot of food. And I am now going to move my camera down just a little more. Okay, here we go. That should do it. Okay, so we are going to make chicken nuggets. Notice I'm not holding up real chicken nuggets, I'm holding up Rice Krispie treats. So we're gonna use our Rice Krispie treats to make chicken nuggets. We're gonna use our white Tootsie Rolls, our pudding pack, and our food coloring to make the mac and cheese. And then this will be our peas and carrots. And I think I'll have you start with the easiest thing to make, which is the carrots. So, use your orange Starburst. I think I'll just unwrap all of my orange Starburst first. Okay, we're gonna cut our little orange Starburst into quarters. So quarters means 4 pieces. So first you cut them in half this way. Trying to show you. First you cut them in half one way, and then you cut them in half the other way. And you don't have to do much with these. These, I said, again, are the easiest one. These are our little carrots. So we just plop them in. You don't really have to do anything but cut them into quarters. And there's our carrots. So let's do that with all, I hope you can see, I'm trying my best. All 4 of our orange Starburst. Okay, there's our cut up carrots. And now, I mean, I think they're pretty believable as carrots as they are, but once you get the peas going, they're even more believable. So now we're gonna unwrap our 4 little green Tootsie Rolls, or footies. And quarters is the magic cutting amount for this program. So now again, back to our quarters. These are a little smaller, or they're a little trickier, but we want to get these, and it's not easy, I'll say. We want to get these as close to perfect quarters as possible. Again, not easy. So here's halved, and now we're going to cut those halves in half. So quartered. And I guess I'll cut all of mine first. Okay, so those Tootsie Rolls are cut into quarters now, so they're really small. So there's our carrots, and here's our quartered Tootsie Rolls. They will be peas. And now this is not super easy. You might need grown-up fingers to do this, but what we're gonna do is take them and ball them up into little peas. Here's one of our peas. Now I'm gonna put it in with my carrots. And like I said before, you want these to be like, when you're cutting them, to be like pretty close to perfect quarters, because when you start to ball them up like peas, they really you start to realize how like different your like minute differences in like the size of them really are. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So if you're cutting into quarters and they're not perfect, you'll like really, I think balling them into peas really brings out the differences in size. So these two actually are pretty close. Here's two of our peas. So now I'm gonna do that with all the rest. Okay, I'm done with my peas and carrots. So now we're gonna move on to our mac and cheese, because I think that one is the most similar to what we've been doing. So for this, you need your pudding cup and these little vanilla Tootsie Rolls. So we're gonna open our vanilla Tootsie Rolls up. And now again, I said before, the magic cutting number is quarters. So we're gonna cut 4 quarters in these also. Here we go. Okay, those are cut into quarters, and now we're gonna kind of roll them between your fingers like this and make some elbow noodle shapes out of these. That's not easy. It's a little tricky to get it to be a perfect noodle, but simple rolling and a little curving. You'll see when we add the cheese sauce pudding that they don't have to be absolutely perfect, because I actually, when I tested this out a little while ago, they were extremely imperfect, and once I added the cheese sauce, it didn't matter. So do your best. Here's where the toothpick comes in. If you want to get really, really, really perfect about it, I guess, you can poke a little teeny hole in the top and bottom of each noodle to make it really look like an elbow noodle. I think once you cover it in the cheese sauce, you don't really even see that. So it's up to you how much you want to try to trick the receiver of this dinner, or how difficult of a how difficult they are to trick. So you'll do the same thing, this little rolling and then a little poking if you choose to, with all of these quartered white Tootsie Rolls. Okay, I'm done making my vanilla Tootsie Rolls look like noodles. So here they are. And now they vaguely look like noodles, but once I add my cheese sauce, they're pretty convincing. So open up your pudding pack. And take your food coloring. And add just 1 drop of yellow food coloring to the pudding. There we go. It could be a big drop, but. And now we're gonna mix it all around. The pudding is already yellow, so maybe if it was not, we would need more, but I played with this a little, and definitely the 1 is perfect. So mix it all around, get it good and cheesy looking. Oh man, this really is convincing as cheese, I think. Here's your cheese. Now take a good spoonful. I don't know, this is a tablespoon, but it's like not a measuring tablespoon, and it's pretty heaping. And I could actually mix this for another second or so. Okay, and glob it over. There we go. And now you can either use your spoon. My fingers are already pretty messy, so I'm just gonna go in with my fingers and wash them after and just kind of mix them up so they look like mac and cheese. You could kind of clean up the plate a little too. There we go. Look at that. So convincing as mac and cheese. So here's our peas and carrots and our mac and cheese all done. I'm gonna do a quick hand wash and then we will do our chicken nuggets. Okay, I'm back. Again, I've got my mac and cheese and my peas and carrots all done. While I was washing my hands, I washed my scissors also, so they're nice and clean and ready. And now we're gonna open up our 3 Rice Krispie treats. So let's get those open. And these are a little easier to cut. So get your scissors ready again. We're just gonna cut these in half. Okay, so now I saved the chicken nuggets for last because I think that they're the hardest. And you actually may want to have another plate or a napkin or a paper towel or something nearby to put the not finished chicken nuggets on. So actually I'm gonna grab my plate over here that I made my sample on just as a staging area. It's a little messy, but might be nice to just have the space. Okay, so take whichever chicken nugget you're using and we're gonna cover it in whatever you're using as your sticky. So again, for me, this is frosting. Oh, you know what I forgot to say? I forgot that I actually tried to make these a tiny bit rounder with my hands first. Just a little, they don't require a lot. There we go. Okay, so now take whatever you're using for your sticky. Again, I said for me, this is frosting. For you, it could be a nut butter or sun butter or just whatever you have that you wanna use for your glue. And coat it. This is a messy job. I'm using a rubber spatula. I don't think I said that before, but you don't have to. You can use whatever you've got. I'm also making a mess. And it does not have to be perfect because the Rice Krispie treats themselves are already kind of sticky. So, and as I'm saying this, I'm realizing I don't even know. I probably could have tried this without using anything. Maybe it would have just stuck without even using the frosting. Maybe I'll try it and let you know. But yeah, coat it, and then I'm rubbing them. I'm like coating them in my my graham cracker bits. So this is what you'll do either with your graham cracker bits like I'm using, or you can use crushed cereal, whatever you have, whatever you decide. Here it is. Now I'm gonna plop it on my plate. That's my chicken nugget. Now I'm gonna make all the rest of my chicken nuggets, so 5 more. My hands are also super messy, but I'm gonna just wait till the end. And you know what, before I do that, let's see if it sticks without, no, it doesn't. Okay, so you do need your sticky glue. All right, so now I'm gonna do 5 more of these. Okay, I did my chicken nuggets. I actually found that 5 chicken nuggets fit better on the plate than 6. So I made 5 instead of 6. And as I was doing it, I realized that I should tell you that balling them up and sort of making the round edges in them, with your hands as you're like sort of forming them helps a lot, because those squared edges that occur like when you're just cutting the Rice Krispie treats, I think are what makes them look less like a chicken nugget and more like a Rice Krispie treat. So definitely form them a little in your hands before you cover them in frosting. And I also wanted to let you know, when you're covering them in frosting, it's really okay for the frosting not to be super smooth, because once you roll them in whatever you're using, again for me, graham cracker crumbs, it really just takes away like the imperfections. And also chicken nuggets are imperfect anyway. And the last thing I wanted to let you know is that I wound up washing my hands between every 1 or 2 chicken nuggets, and it made a big difference because I found that my hands were really gross, and I wasn't really able to like form the chicken nuggets or really use my hands. So wash your hands in between them. So here we go. Here's our April Fool's Day dinner. So thanks everyone for watching today. I hope you have fun making your April Fool's Day dinner. I hope you trick somebody on April Fool's Day and they think they're getting real chicken nuggets and real mac and cheese and real peas and carrots, and then they're super surprised and everybody has a good laugh. So happy April Fool's Day and enjoy your meal.